Hello everyone, and welcome again to another short video of mine. Today I will sort of briefly update you all on the latest situation in West Papua. And today we received a couple of reports regarding the ongoing Indonesian military operations up in the highlands of West Papua. So currently there's ongoing military operations in Puncak, Papua, Puncak Jaya Regency of West Papua, and also around Nduga Regency, Alani Jaya, and Yaukimo, so those areas, the Star Mountains. So today we received the reports regarding villagers who are being intimidated and harassed by the Indonesian military in Kiyawagi district, villages up in, I think, in Puncak Jaya Regency. So from the reports that we have received, these people were actually civilians that were displaced during the 2018 incident that happened in Nduga, where the TPNPB liberation fighters killed those Indonesian road construction workers who are linked to the Indonesian military. So in retaliation, the Indonesian military bombed those villages in the Nduga Regency. So a lot of people got killed, and a lot of people were displaced from their homes and villages, and some actually died in the jungle trying to survive. And there were women that had a complication in childbirth, delivering the babies. So so some of these refugees, especially internally displaced people or IDPs, they were able to seek refuge in the nearby villages. So these people were again threatened or harassed by the Indonesian military today. From the reports that we have seen, there were threats made against them, and also from the reports we have also seen there were about 8 people that got shot by the Indonesian military, and I think 4 of them died, including a woman, and there was a woman who also was beheaded. They chopped off her head, and only the main body was found. They could not locate her head. So she was murdered by the Indonesian security forces. So instead of going after the liberation fighters, they went to the villages and started attacking, harassing those innocent villagers who had no involvement with the liberation fighters. So West Papuan National Liberation Army, they're actually located in areas that are far away from where the civilians are. So they don't want to get them involved in, or put them in any harm or danger. So when you have the Indonesian military coming from other parts of Indonesia to West Papua, they basically don't know the geography, the people over there. And the moment they arrived in those remote villages, they see any black men or women, they treat them as anyone is separatists, or they claim them to be part of the liberation fighters. But without all this information, it makes it very difficult, so they're just basically, I do know for sure, they know these people are civilians, When they go about doing their own business in the villages, you can immediately tell these are civilians. they're going about with the late daily chores or, gardening, doing their own stuff. But when the Indonesian military, they come to the villages, they don't even care whether you are a civilians or you're public servants. If you're a black man or woman, you will be shot. You will be shot immediately without any question. So this is the situation. You have people from they doesn't look like indigenous Papuans. They are people with totally different race, culture, coming to a Melanesian country, New Guinea, West Papua, and they don't even realize that when they come to the villages, you have civilians living there, staying there. So they need to differentiate the locals or the civilians from the liberation fighters. So TPNPB, or the West Papua National Liberation Army, has made their stand or position clear. They are there to protect the Papuan civilians. So as a result, you will see them. They will live in an area that is so far away from the main villages. So this is just to make sure that they don't want to get anyone hurt or come in contact with them, or whenever they say a fighting going on, they don't want them to get killed, within the time, crossfire or something. So the reports that we are seeing right now in West Papua is very, very frightening. You have innocent civilians being killed on a daily basis. And we are appealing to the international community, especially United Nations and the American government, especially to look into this issue of West Papua, because U.S. government played a key role in how West Papua would become. The 1962 New York Agreement is actually in violation of the UN Charter, which is the rights of self-determination held by the colonial people. So during the time, West Papua was actually on the path to full independence, and they were being prepared by the Dutch government or the Netherlands government for full independence when, as a result of Cold War and, you have, Russians coming in and bribing Indonesia. Indonesia really wanted to take the western half of the island of New Guinea. And as a result, they're going to go and see the Russians to get the support. So West Papua was used was offered as a sacrificial lamb to calm Indonesian government down so that they won't join the communists. So I think this is where we need to come back and fix the mistake that happened in the past. So for 61 years now, since West Papua was under Indonesian colonial rule and occupation, West Papua has contributed a lot to the Indonesian economy. So I think this time now, Indonesian government, Indonesia has become a mature nation. They're able to stand on their own two feet now. So why are they holding on to West Papua? They should let go of West Papua. Let West Papuan people choose their own future. And if they want to become free and independent, so be it. That's their rights that is guaranteed under the international laws. So Indonesia has benefited a lot from West Papua since it invaded West Papua in 1962, and up until now, West Papua has contributed a lot to the Indonesian economy, making Indonesia is one of the leading economy in the world. And I think Indonesia is able to stand on its own 2 feet now. So they need to let go of West Papua, because the more West Papuan people continue to live under Indonesian rule, they will continue to suffer. They will continue to experience human rights violations, killings, and abuse, and all these human rights issues that you can name in this world, this is being experienced by the people of West Papua. So I think we've come to a stage that Indonesian government needs to let go of West Papua. Indonesia is a mature country now. I think they're able to stand on their own 2 feet now. They need to let go of West Papua. And, you know, we cannot continue to leave West Papua behind and continue to see all these sufferings and killings and abuse being committed by Indonesian security forces against the people of West Papua. It needs to stop immediately. So we will continue to update you all on the latest information in West Papua. But today I wanted to bring the issue about those internally displaced people. There were refugees that fled their homes in Nduga Regency in 2018. Their villages were completely bombed by the Indonesian military. So some of these villages have gone to neighboring districts to seek refuge, protection. They were living there. So from the reports that we've seen, the Indonesian military have come to this area or shelters where these people are living. They've been living there since 2018. So they came and continued they threatened them and intimidated them, and there were acts of terror against them, and there were in the village of Kiyawagi, 8 people got shot, and 3 of them actually died, so including a woman. So a woman was, her body was mutilated, where her head was actually cut off, and they were able to locate the body, but they couldn't find the head, the missing parts. So it's really sad, these things continues to happen on daily basis. And I mean, you have United Nations officials, and I think they know about what's really happening in West Papua, but we just basically don't know why they're not acting. This is a very serious issue that are going on right now in West Papua, and they need to act. They need to start getting the acts together and do something about it. We cannot let these Indonesian military and police to continue to murder our people. It needs to stop immediately. So anyway, this is just an update. We will update you all maybe during the week if we received any reports from inside. But in the meantime, that's the current situation we have right now. The ongoing military operations up in the highlands of West Papua. We have civilians are now being killed by the Indonesian military. Instead of going after the West Papua National Liberation Army, the fighters, they're going and attacking the civilians. So this is the situation right now, and it needs to stop. They cannot attack the innocent civilians who have no connection with the liberation fighters. These ordinary people, they need to differentiate that. But when you have people from different race, these Asians coming into Papua, West Papua, they don't even know our culture. They don't even know how our people live. In Melanesian culture, people live in the villages. They do gardening, hunting. They move around, and so you have another people altogether coming to the district, the villages, and start murdering them without even realizing that these are civilians. For Christ's sake, this needs to stop immediately. So anyway, we will update you all as soon as we get some reports, further reports from West Papua. So thank you and God bless.